Hello, my name is Robert Murray, and this is an extract from a novel called Lenny is Dead. I should explain first that it's set in Christchurch in New Zealand, not Christchurch in Hampshire, as you probably find out later as I proceed. What did people do in Christchurch? Well, it seemed that many of them prayed. It must have been the local sport. Gary had noted that much. There was a tramp who hovered around Latimer Square, and at a certain point in the day, walked up to the disused fountain in the patch of green between Gloucester and Worcester roads, and knelt down, placing a plastic container of finest bottle shop claret on its bottom step. He then conjured up some see-through plastic cups for an old army rucksack and carefully placed one on each of the other 3 steps. His head was always covered by the hood of his tattered parka, even in the stifling heat of the upside-down New Year's summer. He gently poured the wine into each cup and downed each one in turn, filling up the empty cups in order, always making sure that the dregs were saved for the one on the top step. He then packed up his mobile tabernacle and moved on, oblivious to the occasional round of applause from the glue sniffers dotted around the place. Later on, after nightfall, prostitutes lined up opposite the edge of the green, in the shadows of the office buildings on Hereford and Madras streets. Gingerly stepping up to a prowling car, like first-time communicants to the altar, they seemed curiously shy about displaying their fleshy wares. Occasionally one negotiated a price and stepped in, getting a small cheer from the other girls. They spent most of their time smoking and chatting with each other until the magical time in the very small hours when they were all whisked away for their shot of pay dirt. Gary never hung around long enough to witness this, but firmly believed it happened every night. Otherwise, why would they be there? 7 steps to heaven, and next week's rent paid. Someone's got to have faith. In the day, their places are taken by the office drones, making a great show of their furtiveness and the necessity for a mid-morning cigarette, as another ritual of empty economic promise is solemnly enacted. What do you call the Kiwi in the suit? The accused, or is it the condemned? Gary still felt on the outside of all this devotion. In fact, he felt positively pagan. He remembered the time back home when he took to wearing a crucifix around his neck in order to attract the attention of a girl in college he believed to be a Christian, that is Christian in inverted commas, but ultimately worth the effort. Of course, it was more of a talisman of his bad faith in himself than an effective pulling tool, and deep down inside he knew it, but he actually became quite attached to it as a decoration. He also liked the reaction he got when his fellow students asked him if he had found God, and he replied, with due deliberation, only in a secular sense. He wouldn't dare wear a crucifix walking around this town. Someone might drag him off to an alpha course or a Fijian spiritualist knees up. It was bad enough that they were staging an evening of hymns with an Elvis impersonator at the cathedral. He would just satisfy himself observing the daily and nightly rituals around Latimer Square until deliverance came in the form of his long-lost friend.